Yo, welcome in. Hopefully y'all doing good. Yo. Tom. What day is it? Hung day. Gaming Tog, what's going on? First there over on Twitch, what's going on? Saffron, Eagles fan, Bradley, Nick, what is up? Mewtwo, Tanimal, first few in over on the YouTubes. Don't forget YouTube like button, subscribe up. You know the deal. Well, anyone with notifications on to be in right at the beginning of the stream, probably subbed already. So anybody who didn't see yet, new merch out for the channel. I just love this thing. This cracks me up more than anything. Maybe not that it's, but real quick, it's backwards. Look at this thing. Perfectly cooked steak, and look how perfectly cooked it is. Well done, well said. All right, back to the other side. Okay. Cracks me up. Who doesn't love a good well done steak, am I right? Who don't? JDO! Nice. I like how the AI voice said that too. Brain dead. Thank you for the 7 months of Saleya shit. Appreciate ya. Garden Lizard, welcome in. Ryan, yo. Marty, yo. So many legends up in here already. I was thinking of making a competing shirt. Like making a medium rare steak shirt. See which one sold better. I actually have this on P1 and I want to turn this up. Actually, I forgot. Channel joke, guys. All right, everybody relax. Channel joke. But yes. Got a few others coming down the pipeline. I just got to take the time to do it, which will probably be tomorrow, but yeah. I mean, the well done one is much funnier, right? A medium rare steak shirt would just be like, that's just like a shirt you could buy at Walmart, right? Oh, finding all kinds of statues. The thing is, I don't remember if the Talic statue is the one from Mephisto here, because any of the ones from Duriel I want to pick up. But I think Talic is the Andaro one, I'm pretty sure. But I just, like, don't trust my own brain, so... yeah. Yep. Definitely the Andy one, yeah. Do statues use MF? I do not believe so. I think they're essentially just like essences, you know? Like drop-wise or whatever, or like keys or something. Get out of here, bro. What? I can't even lock on to Andy because I don't know what's going on. Don't even know what's going on. Oh, but I do know I just got a stone of Jordan. Boom. Oh. That's too bad. Second locked welcome in. No one wants to see all the blood on his shirt. Gross. A good point, Eagles fan. Don't you hate when people get their steaks cooked to like medium and they're all bloody inside still? Gross. And the blood leaks all over the plate. Ew. I mean everything I'm saying right now, too. I mean every word of what... Holy smokes, dude. Why does this X5 Merc get merked instantaneously from Andariel specifically? Did I take all the gear off of him or something? Like, what's going on here? I have no idea what's going on with my Merc here. There you go. Garden Lizard knows up. The only red you want to see on your plate with your steak? Ketchup. Man, he has capped out resistances and he's getting one shot over here. I don't get what's going on. Guys, what's going on? I can't figure it out. I even got Fanaticism up so he attacks faster. Maybe I need to pop up, do I have a point into Salvation or something? Like, I need to rock some other aura that... Constant, yeah. Blessed aim, you'll land everything. To give him more defense? Cleansing to get rid of poison faster? I don't know, like... What to do here? He's just getting worked over. Another Talic. Dust Shroud, maybe? Such a garbage defense. I can't keep that. High quality, yeah. You got to have that high quality tomato puree reduction. Heinz makes a great version of it. Ghost Glaive, another good throw barb one, but 171. I'm not sure on the... I'm sure it's got to be at one that goes to like 200, right? So we'll just chuck that anyways. Check your eggs for recalls. Yeah, I mean, pretty much nowadays you can't... Like, for some reason, I don't know what happened recently over the last, you know, couple of years, but for some reason you just can't buy food anymore. I don't know what happened. Really, realistically here though, if you just cook your eggs to well done, you'll be fine. So what I'm trying to say here is, if you have to cook everything to well done. Steaks, eggs. Don't be like you're one of those people that eat your scrambled eggs runny. Gross. Marty, I just have no idea what happened really. I just don't know what happened, but there's something going on. I don't really keep up to date on current events or anything, so. Medium rare chicken. That's the only thing I will eat less than well done, yeah. Chicken at like a medium rare. I need to play through the game on another sorceress and just like spam roll Andariel maps, I think. Because then I'll have a perfect Meph one and a perfect Andariel one on a sorceress, and then we'll be perfect. Because the Andy map on my Sork is honestly worse. It's a worse map than this somehow. I can't even fully explain how, but it's even worse than this. I might have quite literally the worst possible Mephisto map, or Andariel map, but I do literally have the best possible Meph map, so. Man, I guess he did get amped up there, so maybe whenever he gets amped, he just starts getting beat down. I guess that wouldn't make sense, but man, the amount of beatdown he's getting beaten down into is crazy. Hard-boiled eggs are the worst? Well, that would be well done, wouldn't it? Deviled eggs? Deviled eggs are evil. You get it? Also, if I was smart, I would stand in a straight line and I almost worded that in a way that could have sounded poorly, but you have to hit him with the foe. Hit him with the holy bolt, I mean. Boy, so many different little uniques and stuff around. Yeah, offline single player, Emilion. Oop. Not good enough at that. Soft-boiled egg? That's got to be made up, right? There's no such thing as a soft-boiled egg, right? Fort Rune, thank you. This sword that drops every 5 seconds, but ethereal, let's go. Now, I don't know the roll on this. I feel like 148 is incredibly low, of course. But if you're going to rock amp damage on the Act 5 Merc, oh, wait. Yeah, you got to use two-handed, but still. Anything good? We just fired it up. Just fired up the stream a minute ago, so. Gross. Like blind in my face here. TNNG, yo! Thank you for the 2 months of Twitch Prime sub. Ooh, appreciate ya. Thank you, thank you. Boy, I need to clean my joint up around here, I'll tell you what. My stash is looking ugly. Soft-boiled's EU thing. So is that like you hard-boil it, but just not all the way or something? Like, what does that mean? And Andy pops statues off, huh? I think they need to go back. I'll talk to him. They need to lower Andy's drop rates on statues, TZ Andy, and they need to leave the other ones the same. There's an eclipse today? Really? Or where are thou thy eclipse? Because they're never like worldwide, right? They always go over a certain place. Runny yolk still? Gross. I mean, like an egg, like over medium or something's okay, but like to bite into a cooked hard boiled, ugh. Well, I don't like hard boiled, so I couldn't imagine that, to be honest. Ramen and eggs, I've heard of that. I have heard of that before. You spoon it. So you just like kind of cuddle with it? That's weird. Bone Slayer Blade. Holy Bolt when struck, legendary. Oh, Ogre Mall, I almost missed it. What am I thinking here? Got you good, Yami. Gotta be more specific. Weirdo, this guy's cuddling with eggs. What's going on? Oh. Feels funny. Oh, I got rid of the laughing track. We'll go with clapping, I guess. Thank you. That was a good one. Yep. Anyways. What are statues? So they added something in the game where you fight like Ubers, but instead of like the regular Ubers, they're the Ancients. So people are calling it Uber Ancients, even though it's called Colossal Ancients in real like actuality. But you get this new jewel that, depending on which one you take out, is like, it's like a facet, but like 3 times more powerful than a facet. and you need these statues that you get one statue from each act boss. I guess you could say randomly. They have different drop odds for them or whatever, but yeah. I put one statue from each boss. Few of them together. Bing, bang, boom. Opens the portal. Shockwave. Class build you think you're making for next season? I think I'm just gonna go with like my favorite ladder starter build. I haven't played it in like 3, 4, 5 seasons, something like that. Which is the Nova Sorceress. So nothing, I'm not going, oh, look how crazy imaginative I am with this wacky build. I'm just playing the build that I think I'm gonna enjoy the most. Oh my gosh, can you just... No, no! Got a Magic Sunder from Andy just now. Congratulations. Getting some Sundays. Congrats on the Carrion Wind. Ratchus. If that's pronounced the proper way. Not sure. Have you built Mosaic Assassin? No. I'm never going to be playing Mosaic Assassin. I don't want to spend the money that it costs to play Mosaic Assassin. No matter what, if you play Mosaic, you have to spend at least $50 on a welding mask first to be able to play it, so. Or cataract surgery, so to fix your eyes after you're done playing it. Mewtwo, yeah, totally. Yep, that's what I've been trying to do. That's why I kept teleporting around that one time. Mewtwo asking, can you heal your bro, your Merc, and hit Andariel or hit a monster with the same Holy Bolt? Yeah, totally can do that. That's what I'm trying to do to keep him alive. Raging Spam, yo! Welcome in. Guess we'll grab these. Mesh belt is tiles. 14, perfect or bust. I mean, not that perfect is some crazy exciting, you know, pull your kids out of school. This is so crazy, but Yami saying you need immense GPU cooling to play Mosaic. Yeah, right. Well done steak and hard-boiled eggs. Where it's at. This channel is a true culinary win. I always wanted a cruel bullrog blade. I gotta get that item back that I had when I was a kid. So I found... That was weird. Man, I don't know. I gotta compare what I got. Cruel Bullrog Blade of Evisceration I had when I was a kid, back when cruel Colossus Blades were like a thing. Man, I'm like running out of room. And I found a Bullrog Blade, and then I couldn't trade it to nobody. Because like cruel Colossus Blades of Evisceration were worth something, or quickness. But it was a Bullrog Blade, and everyone's like, oh, you put CBBE, but I thought you meant CBBQ. And yeah, I don't want that trash. And I'm like, what are you talking about, dude? This thing's still sick. Nobody wanted it. Yeah, CBBE. Everyone's like, oh, I just thought you mistyped. Never mind, I'm not interested in that. Troll Nest, 3 or bust, come on. Oh, Headhunter's Glory, cool item, I guess. You know, if you get 3 sockets, it's like a budget J mod sorta. You get life after kill, some res and stuff. Not really J mod because it's not mod, but you got 3 sockets with a bunch of other stuff, bunch of defense, some stuff on it. But this one not rolled too great. Merc just got merked because I was not paying attention. I blame that mostly on chat. Actually, I blame that on the comment section of my video that I'm about to make. I put that clip in. Actually caught Phil live. David actually did. Welcome in. Glad you can make it. Yeah, Marty, I blame you. I blame you. We're all done with no more hard-boiled egg conversation. Back to, I'd rather talk about well-done steaks, to be honest. Rare jewels today? Yeah, we'll see. Rare jewels usually don't roll all that great, and tends to like the max enhanced damage on a jewel is like 30, I believe. You'd usually end up wanting to go like a 40-15 of a magic variety a lot of times, and not 100% my expertise, but from my understanding, rare jewels are better for like low and mid-level dueling, but then most of the time for anything high level, magic variations are usually the preferred options. But that's just what I probably heard from somebody who knows more than me, maybe. Jonathan. Okay. I thought I was misreading that for a second. Medium rare chicken, I'll allow it. I'd rather, honestly, medium rare chicken is less disgusting than a hard-boiled egg. I'm gonna be straight up. I'm half kidding. Because if chicken is cooked in medium rare, you can always just cook it more and then it's fine. But a hard-boiled egg, you can't uncook it, right? Like it's trash once it's to that point. So no, Mosaic's all right. No, I don't generally play. You don't have to come up with other ways to try to get me to play Mosaic. Pretty much any of the builds that are absolutely busted, like I tried the Warlock and stuff when it was busted and stuff, but like I don't want to play it. I have no interest in playing it. The stuff that they add to the game that breaks the game and stuff, I just don't really have any interest in. It like actually actively would make the game worse and less fun to play. So I don't want to do something that's intentionally going to make the game less enjoyable. Yeah. But by all means, if it makes you happy or anyone else happy, they by all means play it. Yeah. Sounds like a good breakfast there, OG. So somebody said something the other day, speaking of statues, when I get around to doing that here, that I'm gonna do today, and it's not gonna be groundbreaking or anything, but I literally think to get Baal statues, it's quite literally faster to just farm Diablo to get Baal statues than it is to farm Baal. I literally got more Baal statues off of Diablo than I did off of Baal. Good old Demon Machine, I definitely already have one of those, but you need that for that Scorstress, am I right? Definitely do. Definitely already have one though. A lot of, you know what? With all these gems laying around, why don't I just pick them up? In case I ever need these to cube things up later or whatever. Yeah, no, I'm done with the Warlock retro. Pretty much everything on the Warlock is super busted too, so I just won't play it probably very much if they don't like nerf it more. Jonathan, I see you're trying real hard with the well actually here. So they hammered in busted. I'm not talking about there's a thing in the game that is a way and they decided to leave it that way. I mean busted as in does 70 trillion more damage than everything else. The hammered in is one of the most powerful, but quite literally, if you have a fully perfectly geared decked out Fist of the Heavens Paladin and a perfectly decked out Hammerden, you can like clear the Chaos Sanctuary faster with foe than you can with hammers on players 1 and 3 difficulty, and then it swaps to P8. I got videos about it. You can check them out, but yeah. So it's like actually kind of in line with a lot of the builds people like to play, and it's actually a cool thing that foe is like faster on P1 and 3, and then hammers, like it's almost like, you know, different things that you're doing, something else is going to be better at, you know. So, but yeah, by broken I mean does 6 times more damage than every other, the second most powerful build in the game. Which of course Warlock isn't 6 times more powerful than Mosaic, I guess. But yeah, pretty much the Warlock is like significantly more powerful than a Hammerden and stuff, and is good at like everything, you know. But yeah, the concentration aura, the way it works with hammers, yeah, I know what you're talking about, yeah. Here, we'll take this guy out. Why not? We'll see if we can get lucky here. No good. Papa Tater, welcome in. What's going on, Ezra? Howdy, howdy, howdy. Eek Sumet, you farmed Bale for an hour, only got 2 statues. I farmed Bale for 3 hours yesterday. I didn't get a single statue. I did not get one in 3 hours of farming Bale. So, first Mars today. Congratulations. True story. And I was blasting out like 3-minute Bale runs. So, do the math. Speaking of bugs that they deemed worthy of keeping, why don't they bring e-bugging back, huh? Even if, actually, you know what? Don't bring back e-bugging. What they should do is just add a feature to the cube recipe for armors that when you add the when you do the cube recipe to add sockets, it also gives you 50% extra defense if it's ethereal. So don't put the bug back, but add this feature that I just came up with. Bug tails again. Ooh. Found a perfect grandfather. I thought grandfathers were always the same. And D-Web. Maybe you meant the D-Web was perfect, but yeah. But still, grandfather and D-Web in the same TZ Andy? Congratulations, yeah. Andy can be great, even though Andy had gotten turned down from how bustedly busted it was before. Now it's like in line with Mephisto, which makes more sense. Still crazy good, but not 5 times better than TZ Mephisto. Grandfather's got ED rolls. I don't know. I just misremember that one, I guess, huh? I thought, and obviously I believe you guys, because more than one person said that it does have an ED roll on, enhanced damage roll on Grandfather. I don't know why in my head. You don't find them all the time. I guess I just don't remember. I thought they had the same enhanced damage roll every time, but that seems to be incorrect. Gosh. Oh, he's cursed. See, he's cursed. Andy hits him with that physical blast. Oh. Whoops. Tails. Oh. Happy Hump Day, Rollstra. Do I like any of the melee pally builds? Not really. I almost never play any melee builds unless they're the Barbarian, because then you have Find Atom, which makes it like more viable, you know. Beat Rathma on PD2. Interesting. I just used a Warlock for that. It would have been easy. Interesting. Jason Williams, welcome in. Yeah, PD2 is like an old, like a LOD D2 mod that some people play still. Poor boys, I don't do PvP. I don't do PvP. I don't crochet. I don't do synchronized swimming. So yeah, things that just look like they'd be boring to me, I just don't do them. Like things that don't look fun or entertaining to do. Just my opinion though, of course. A lot of people like it, but a lot of people like crocheting and synchronized swimming, and just not something that looks like something I would like to do. Yoga? I would rather do yoga, probably. For sure. Well, actually, not maybe. For sure. I would much rather do yoga than PvP, to be perfectly honest. Phil versus Phil. Yeah, that's me trying to remember anything in the game. What's the breakpoint for teleporting? Or what's the breakpoints for the necromancer when you're in ghoul form? Like, I can't remember. Wicked Ball, welcome in. Gold find barb for gambling. No. Not necessarily a good option for getting the rarest uniques in the game. Trav is boring and I don't like it. And also, gambling is incredibly boring as well. It's just too boring. Just like gamble some, like, nope, sell. That's just too boring. Like just hours of doing that until you finally get one thing that might possibly be worth something, but usually then you can't find anybody to trade for it anyways. And like I would never use it on offline single player, like once in a great moon, I guess. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. New strat today. Quite literally just seal popping with this bro. Actually, if that's the case, I am going to get my FCR breakpoint to the maximum since I'm going to be tellying. And with all the tellying, I honestly probably need to insider up, but do I have all that stuff in here anywhere? I do not. I don't feel like transferring a bunch of gear. So we will go. What do I need to do to get there? 35 FCR. I mean, Crown Shield. It is what it is. We are at... I'm blind. Where'd it go? Where is it? There's too much stuff. Oh, 124. Perfect. Right where I wanted to be. Whoop. I didn't mean to hit that, sorry. 124 is my exact breakpoint. Let's head on out. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's because I swapped to this amulet right here because it had some magic find on it, and I decided I didn't want the other amulet, but we'll go back to the one that's got 10 FCR. If this one had 10, it'd be so much more cooler. But unfortunately, it got 9, so this one's got 10 right here. Combat skills, good enough. Oh man, look at that teleport breakpoint. Whew. Thing looks like it just got turned up to 11. Wait, how can I? No, I gotta skip it. Okay, I can't. I have a problem. I'm trying to seal pop and I just can't stop. I guess I got him. I quite literally think it's going to be faster to do Diablo to get Bale statues than it is to do Bale. You think my PvP journey would be entertaining? No, it'd be me just like as people do this around the Bloodmoor forever. Randomly shooting in the distance, teleporting around, randomly shooting in the distance, hoping they hit each other. There's obviously different types of PvP, so I know how it goes, but... Yeah, Tater, I was kidding with the 124 thing. I had done that before on accident. I thought I had the exact gear on I wanted. And then I looked after like 4 days of running a sorceress, and I had 104 FCR. And I forgot. I didn't, yeah. Yeah. Whoopsie. Poutine Dreams, what's going on? Do I run any mods? Nope. I just, whatever is with the game as it's programmed, that's what I use. There's not really much of a reason to run any mods nowadays, right? Because you have a loot filter, you got these expanded stash tabs, you got a currency tab, you got, you know, like what's the motivation for mods even, right? In my opinion. I thought I seen a Ograx. You get out of there, buddy. You know what I should do? Redemption, cleansing. Fanaticism for the mercenary. I wonder if I smited Diablo, if that would go faster, because that's what I was doing for Baal a little bit. We could wing it and see what happens, I guess. Small charm. I guess when something does drop, I gotta check it, right? MMC, welcome in. How many keyboards do I want to replace to do PvP? Nice. Yeah, not that replacing keyboard necessarily, but yeah, kind of that thing. Like, I'm kind of like want to play video games nowadays to like enjoy myself, like relax and not worry about other stresses, you know? Do I really want to add another stress into the game, like, or into my life? I gotta. I want to get rid of the amps, but now I can't. Swapped off the cleansing. Oh yeah, I took off the crushing blow, so no, that's definitely not going to help. Dang it! I was distracted and it totally ruined everything. Oh well. I forgot I took off the only thing that had crushing blow on it, so the smite is pointless. Not very smart on my part. Bad habit, welcome in. Tater said he's been having before where he has a bunch of 9 FCR rolls. I know, right? Tragic. Let's just put cleansing up here because the amp damage is causing me more problems. Having the Merc disappear. The Merc gives me at least 25% extra kill speed on the on Diablo, so probably with his crushing blow and whatnot. And I think I still have, yeah, still got static on that, so I feel like it's worth the time to drop a few extra bows down every once in a while. Maybe. One of these got to be a Pally Combat. Garen T. Oh. Ready for Halloween, says MMC. Right around the corner for you. Right around the corner. Yami says PvP ruins so many fun items. I don't know how PvP would ruin items and skills. I'm not really sure. Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand that comment, I guess, but goodness. I feel like PvP doesn't ruin anything for me, but I don't engage with PvP because, you know, that's what's kind of good about a lot of the things in D2, right? If you don't like it, you just don't have to do it. Nerfs that were done mostly for PvP reasons. I guess I'm unaware of what nerfs were done specifically because of PvP. My first time hearing this, to be perfectly honest. Stone of Nulls today? No, J-Hoop I did not, but I did find a Stone of Nagel though. Gotta love the magic Shikos. I did appreciate that. Jeffrey Spalding. Welcome in. Man, not a single statue. Crazy. It's about 1 in 12 for Diablo, right? For non-terrorized. Oh, they're all full rats. Man, I gotta do some crafting here pretty soon. Maybe that's a good job for tomorrow, Phil, huh? Maybe I can make some skillers. Ooh, speaking of, when I rock any Terror Zones coming up here, I gotta remember to grab some Grand Charms for crafting. Adding all res to a Nagel ring? I don't know. Put that on the Blizzard forums. Maybe they'll be like, ooh, maybe we will. I mean, I would assume after what they did change that they're gonna change more stuff, and but I assume that, like, they're not gonna add buffs to Shaco and stuff that people use all the time, right? So Nagel, I would say, would be borderline because people use it already. I could see them not wanting to buff up things that people use all the time. Just kind of like they're not gonna nerf something that nobody uses as well, you know? So I would think. I don't actually know. So Messerschmitt Reaver nerf incoming. 6 sockets, the bone snap. Right. There you go. Cave Dweller, your wife wanted to get a satanic ring as her wedding ring? Crazy. There are some pretty sick looking rings that not that I have been, but what's the word I'm thinking of? In the past, I had looked at some of the stuff and I'm like, man, these look sick. I mean, I couldn't do it as like a wedding band or nothing, but they look sick. Where they're like the dark metal with like a ruby cut in whatever shape, and there's like claws coming up around it or something. Like, whoa. Fisherholic, welcome in. If I didn't shout you out, how do you feel? I feel pretty good. I've been feeling pretty good lately. Oh, speaking of things that I don't enjoy, guess what I like doing now, fellas? I've become a book reader. Yep. It's official. I'm better than you guys. I read books now. That's a joke, by the way, but just because, you know. Wait, you guys haven't read the new book by whoever. So I was just thinking, you know, maybe I'll read books. Yeah, I'm a dweeb now. I'm officially a book reading nerd dweeb. But, oh, little Fury Visor. Oh, wolf owl. I invented when people go, oh, when they find this, by the way. Psych. Shout out to Fox. Where was that? Mad Magazine doesn't count. No. So the town I'm from, they do like these different like things that go on for their like festival days, like every little town does nowadays, I guess, at least in my area. But the library in the little town I'm from had a book sale, and they, I was just like, yeah, you know what? I'm just going to go look, because my daughter grabbed like 2 or 3 books she wanted, and they were selling books, literally, grocery bag full of books, $4. And I was like, my daughter wanted like 2 or 3 books, and I was like, I don't know, maybe I'll grab a book or 2 or something. And I walked over, and they had all of the books by, what's that guy's name? Hold up. Maybe if I told you the names of the books, you guys would get it, actually, because it was, I got Hunt for Red October, was it True and Present Danger or something? What is it called? I forgot the names of all the books, but I got like 8 of them, and they had more there, but I was like, am I really going to take all these books that are like 1,000? They're like this. They're like 1,000 pages. They're huge. And I was a little intimidated to even pick them up because they're like huge, giant books. But you know, all the ones that the Jack Ryan movies are based on. In the Jack Ryan TV show and stuff. Tom Clancy, there you go. Splinter Cell and all that stuff, yeah. Yep. So I grabbed like 8 of the books. Because they were essentially free. I was like, oh, we'll get these books for my daughter, whatever. And then I was like, well, might as well fill up the rest of the bag. So yeah. Kind of wish I would have got them all now, huh? Literally, there was every single one. I should have grabbed another bag and filled it up with all the books. But yep. Now I'm a super smarty pants genius reader guy. What do you guys feel about that? Dragonlance series? Maybe. I don't know. We'll see how these books go here. Because it's, like, honestly, I'm not the best reader, we'll call it. I guess I do read chat all the time, so maybe I'm better than I think, but... like, this book, I started Hunt for Red October, because it's supposed to be, like, a great book that dudes always like, I guess, according to what I was reading. I don't know, but... based upon how much I read so far, it's probably going to take me like a month to finish this book. I only read it for a couple days so far. But based upon how gigantor this book is, and I'm not going to read every day. So, you know. Like, I'm not going to go out with, ooh, B3 sockets. Oh! At least that could be a base for grief, right? That 3 attack rating is going to really help out with grief. When I throw that grief on a smiter, the 3 attack rating, whoo! I misread chat a lot. Well, yeah, but I could misread the book too, as long as I read fast. Is the only important thing, right? Cave Dweller used to play Diablo 2 Resurrected hours a day for many years. Found a ton of good stuff. Diablo was playing me. Yeah, man, I guess if you're playing it way too much to where it's negatively affecting your life, yeah, definitely don't do that. Definitely give it a break, or just, yeah, straight up cut out D2 for sure. For sure. Ray says he tries to 1 book a month, not a speed contest. Yeah. The only thing is like, if I do 1 book a month with the books I already bought, it'll be like, that's like a year's worth. So that's like a year's worth already. So at least I got a base for grief. I'm not going to go eventually find a low rune and be like, somehow I have no... Dang it. I got to identify it. What if this is like 441% ED with like 40 increased attack speed? Actually, I think with if you have the super high enhanced damage, I think you can't get 40 in increased attack speed. I think you can only get a lower one or something. I don't remember. But anyways, I'm all coffeeed out, I think. Oh, speaking of things that we're talking about, that we're not talking about at all. Hold on, I got to move everything real quick second here. Look at what came in the mail the other day. Thing's huge. Let me move this chat out of the way. I want to be able to see it. Tell me this thing ain't nasty. A little blurry. The Sork isn't actually see-through. It's just she has green on. Boo the Warlock. Boo. But yeah, I think I brightened up the characters a little bit. I mean, not Chariot or something stupid. I brightened the characters up a little bit to make them a little more visible than they were before. You can see it a little better. Yeah, plus it's got sweet fill on it. How nasty is that? Link in the description to the merch store, by the way, or exclamation merch. The only thing is, in order to get rid of the boxes, like, and plus I did some sharpening, because, you know, on the screen, and it, like, look how huge this thing is. Thing's giant. Like, it's the size of my whole upper body. So I had to do some sharpening to it and stuff, while also removing like the buttons and stuff on the screen. And by doing all this that stuff to it, the faces are a little bit adjusted. Like the faces almost look like 2003 graphics, unfortunately. Like it had to like do some sharpening stuff for to blow it up this big, you know. Still, it looks nasty though. It still looks great. It looks great. So if that interests anybody, link in the description. Oh shit. Or I mean shoot. I didn't swear, you guys swore. I just messed everything up. I put some weights on my stream deck so that it won't move when I push the buttons at all. I almost thought about taping it to the desk, but I actually put those copper bars I poured on top of it, on the back of it, so that it will, yeah. Appreciate you, Nightbot, or Retro Nerd Life, for popping that in there. Yeah. Free gift, question mark? No, this is like a thing that I put together, with my name on it and stuff for my merch store. Dimensions listed on the website, they should be. Yeah, so I wanted, before I like shouted this out or whatever, I wanted to make sure I got the sample in to make sure it was like good quality and everything, like it looked right. So I know exactly how it looks now, and I'm happy with it. This is like, I kind of like had to fashion it up and do it all myself, so I'm happy with how it turned out though. I forgot to put my stuff in my stash. Yeah, it's big, by the way. It is sizable. I had a desk pad before that was a cheapo one I bought on Amazon, and this one is significantly larger. I mean, it's not like 4 feet long or anything. As you've seen the dimensions, it's got popped in there, but into chat, but yeah, whatever. Griffin's on the foe? No. Nope. Fist of the Heavens does almost no lightning damage at all. And unless I have seen and I've done it before where technically if you have Griffins, Infinity, full inventory of Skillers, Lightning Sunder Charm, really maxing out specifically the lightning damage of foe, it can do more damage than Holy Bolt. But I am probably 2 years away from having all the best gear you can have for a character on offline single player. A hiccup? No, don't do that. Oh, wait, Warus Tusk. See, I don't remember. Is that a Bale one or a Diablo one? That better not be a Mephisto one. I'm about to cry if that's a Mephisto statue. I'm about to check right now. D2R yoga mat? I mean, for like a 5-year-old, this could work as a yoga mat, yeah. So far today from Diablo, I have found more Bale statues than I did yesterday running Bale. For 3 hours. And it's been less than an hour here. Actually, I've only been running for 27 minutes because it was TZ Andy before that. So in 27 minutes of running Diablo, I found more statues than I did in 3 hours of running Bale yesterday. More Bale statues off of Diablo. I don't know if I keep forgetting if I worded that correctly. Let's just say almost the exact same thing one more time. In 27 minutes of running Diablo, I found more Bale statues than I found running Bale for 3 hours yesterday. Just in case I said that wrong. And Fishaholic, you don't need to try to trick me. Come on. I don't need that kind of negativity in my life. Is the video a little blurry? Hopefully the video is not blurry. Yeah, sometimes my camera, like, if I held up the thing, my autofocus will change. See how it's like autofocused? I used to not run the autofocus, but then I felt like I wasn't focusing right myself, so I turned the autofocus on, and I think they updated the software for my camera that makes the autofocus work better. It's got the pools. Actually has replenished quantity on it too, which nowadays for the barb don't matter, but maybe if you were gonna do a throw sword, check it. Where are we at here? What did somebody say? What was that? Would you, Marty says, would I be able to get a replacement if you ruined your desk pad? I mean, could, but then I'd have to go in and remake it and stuff, so I probably wouldn't do that. No offense. Where did that, someone asked some weird question I wanted to read, and I can't remember where it went. Oh, well, I lost it. Sorry. Do forgive me. When I was in the Army years ago, I was a B minor. I don't know what that means. Warn my comrades not to get near because... Okay, interesting cave dweller. I'm not sure what to respond to that. Are there Sweetfill glasses snappy lanyards in the store? Glasses snappy lanyards. I don't know exactly what that means. I think I know what you mean by a snap, like the like the lanyard thing that goes onto your sunglasses, I guess. There is not Sweetfill lanyards for your sunglasses, no. Gotta work on that. John Hammond, welcome in. Camera focus a little blurry. Well, hopefully it's better now. Sometimes it messes up. Hopefully everything's better now. Oh, little 6MFer. See, we'll get rid of the 5 and put a 6 in. That one magic find is going to change everything. and then one more there. I don't need 11 magic, or, you know. I don't need 11 mana on a Foden. Camera's better, right? Oh, yeah. This right here, I got a green shirt on, you know, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? Oh, I thought he was doing that. Sharpie over Sweet Phil's name on it. You won't do it. Double dog dare you. Don't do it. Cave Dweller, I don't understand the joke. I'm gonna be honest. The Satan joke or whatever, don't get it. And if you're not joking, that's kind of like a religious thing, and we don't talk about religious stuff in chat. So. Shouldn't I offer both desk pads? No, just because it just would clutter the store really. And the other desk pad, it had been like you got that one because I knew you had wanted to get one. It had been like 8 months since somebody got one, so I don't really sell a lot of merchant stuff, so. Like to sell one a year, for me to make like $3 just to like clutter the store some more, you know, it's like, yeah, whatever. 184. Maybe we'll keep this to see what it would be compared to the ones that I have, maybe. Spider-Man. So if you zap a Zod rune out with a Hell in a Town Portal, it will destroy that item. So only do that if you really want the rune out, because the rune will be destroyed. Yeah, it'll poof. Oh yeah, and if you zap it out, like the indestructible from the Zod will go away too. Yeah. Gold Magic Find, yo! So Gold Magic Find just hopped in. He was the 51st like on the stream. Fellas, what are you doing to me over here? Hit the like button on YouTube. Ladies and gents. Definitely an SOJ, Cyruza. Definitely. 100p. Shoot a Warlock skills. Fire, Life Leech. Ooh. This is like Echoing Strike written all over it, am I right? Attacker takes damage. Yeah. Are we talking about basketball? We weren't. I don't know what was referred to as basketball, but we can. What a sick movie, am I right? Cinematic masterpiece right there. Bloodletter doesn't have the extra run walk on it, so I don't care. 26 Naggle. No! Sorry to hear that. Looking for next season's start. Zon start well on ladder reset. So if you start with a Zon on a ladder reset, you are essentially... Other people are going to come out with their own opinions, but in my opinion, you're essentially saying, okay, I'm going to play through the game with my team or whatever, and then I'm going to run cows forever. That's pretty much what it is, because until you get like a Lightning Sunday and a Griffins and a Infinity, you're like not doing much besides cows. So if that's what you want to do, then yes. Like usually it's Lightning Fury, Javazon at cows. So, and like I said, there of course, if you're like, well, no, I'm gonna start with a Frozen Arrow Boazon. It's like, well, okay, yeah, I suppose that'll be much slower and stuff, but you know, just so you know. You're gonna target keys early. Well, not having teleport makes key farming like astronomically slower. Now, lightning builds are actually kind of not bad for key farming. You'll just have to, you're going to be running the whole way. So there is that. It'll be exactly like running a lightning or a Novasork, I guess, farming keys at the beginning, except instead of getting, we'll just make up a number, instead of getting 10 keys an hour, you're going to get like 4 keys an hour. So just kind of like a generalization of how the, you know, the numbers are going to be slower. So Bilbo, didn't hear the response for the Griffins. So I've tested it out. I'll just give you the quick synopsis. I tested it out before. If you don't have absolutely perfect gear on your Fist of the Heavens Paladin, Holy Bolt against single targets works astronomically better than hitting them with Fist of the Heavens. Direct hits with Fist of the Heavens. The lightning damage from Fist of the Heavens, you probably know this, but just in case you don't or somebody else doesn't, the lightning damage is only the exact monster that gets hit. All these little bolts that fly out, none of this is lightning damage. That's magic damage that applies to undead and demons. So unless you have literally a max skillers, Infinity, Griffin's Eye with a facet in it, Sunder Charm that's renewed, unless you have all of that, individually targeting with Holy Bolt is much faster for single targets than Fist of the Heavens. But yeah. So I don't go with Griffins on a Fist of the Heavens Paladin now. So you say you run the Griffins for the FCR. I mean, that is a thing, yeah. Then you don't have to run a Spirit. So you're sacrificing one skill from a Shaco to a Griffins to get an extra skill, to get 2 extra skills to combat skills there on the Oz. So you're actually getting a +1 to skill, but losing damage reduction, over 100 to life and mana, and 75 magic fine. You know. You do get stuff on the Haas, of course, too, but... Yeah, no, the Griffins on this build is not, it's not really the play in almost any circumstances, but... That's just my take. You feel free to run whatever you want to. DHO, welcome in. You lose that green beanie, exactly. Is it even a paladin if you don't have a green beanie on? I mean, might as well call it a Faladin if you don't have the Shaco on. Nope. Not a paladin, nope. Superior, maybe, right? Free attack rating, no, that's not gonna do it for me. Skull, hard pass. Go get him, buddy. Easy cows in 20 minutes. Fist of the Heavens is super bad at cows. So I'll be skipping that. I have this incredibly important task I'm doing right now of getting almost no statues, seal popping the Cat Sanctuary, so. How much gear you got on this guy? I have the highest end gear, but then I'm missing, like, I have literally no skillers. I don't have a single combat skiller, so beyond that, I have mostly everything you would want, pretty much. But when you're missing 10 combat skills that would normally go towards more damage, you know what I mean? Like, that's huge. That's huge. Where's he at? How have I not taken him out yet? Did I not? I must have missed something somewhere. I must have missed one of these. It's usually what happened. Oh. Ogre Axe, come on! Oh, there's combat skills. You? Oh my gosh, click the full read buddy. You can do it. Faux pally gloves? I just go Trangs. I mean, baby cold res FCR gets you to a break point, and I just, unless I'm mistaken, there's not really any other great option. You know, maybe some tri-res gloves or something crazy, but chance guards. We all know what this is. Wisp Projector. Boom! Rolstra. You need another one of these. You need another one of those. What's the story about Ogre? That's just the proper way to pronounce it. And I don't know why everyone pronounces it wrong. I don't really get it, but the story is everybody's wrong and I'm right. That's the main thing. Opal vein. That's how it. That's exactly how it's spelled. Opal vein. Oh, you know what I should do? Why don't I do this? What I want to do. Ogre is like saying... what's the wrong way of pronouncing Oregon? I don't know the wrong way to say it. Oregon? Well, Catho's Nightmare. Doesn't look like he's in the middle of a guitar solo. The statue looks like he's just riffing, just ripping a, you know. What's the Merc kit on here? Not the best gear in the game, but Crescent Moon. What's that other one? Lawbringer. G-Face, Hysteria. Farm Diablo statues instead of Baal. Well, if you need Diablo statues, that would be one reason to farm Diablo for statues. So yeah. I would like all the statues, but also I ran Baal for 3 hours yesterday at like 3 minutes a run, which is not bad for Baal. I did not get a single statue in like 50 Baal runs or whatever it would come out to. So I've already gotten more Baal statues from Diablo today than I did in all 3 hours yesterday. Ooh, little martial arts. Mosaic Assassin. Let's go. Mosaic, Mosaic, Mosaic. Just kidding, of course, but minus enemy magic res benefit foe. So from what I understand, I do not believe it does. From what I looked up yesterday, minus enemy res does not, because it's just, I don't know. There's some goofy thing about the way the magic damage is, because it applies to undead and demons. So it's like I don't know how to even explain it, but from my understanding is the minus enemy magic res does not help the holy bolts. If something comes out, I would not be 100% shocked if it was proven that that is not accurate, though. But that's, from everything I've seen, that's what I believe. I do actually have one of these in here, though, but it's more so like because it has the magic find anyways on it. It's like an extra Gijids, and I was like, well, what if I am wrong? But I don't think it does. New day can have different luck. I know, right? So, lifted Mason. So I can't really help you more than that, but Tiago. I just went over the gear about 3 minutes ago, but it's I got a crescent moon and a why can't I remember what that sword is? Lawbringer. I don't know why I can't remember the name. And a G-Face and a Hysteria. That's the best I got so far to rock out. Telekinesis charges, let's go. Ede's Grand Charm's so rare now. Right, a little pretty rare. I found several of them before they changed the Sunder Charm thing, so. And then I've actually found a couple of them since then too on single player here, so just kind of luck of the draw, I guess. But yeah. I think if I read the patch notes right, since they made the Geed's Grand Charm 50% less, I think they made it half as common with the Magic Find drop. If I'm not mistaken, that should mean that a Geed's Grand Charm is going to be twice more common next season, if I'm understanding that correctly. Are you going to work cleansing? Can you just not get rid of? Okay, thank you. So I don't know if everyone else read that the same way I did, but yeah. Another Nagel? Probably, yeah. Jack just started D2 after 15 years. Got back into her. Nice. How was the reason you got back into it? Legend. Appreciate you. Thanks for watching the vids. Welcome into the stream. Zenthic. Drop rates on Baal. Concerned. Farmed Baal for like 5 hours the past 2 days. Got 2 statues. So, yeah, it's gonna be real rough for offline single player. I don't mind it as much for online play just because of trading. I think it's kind of... So the thing with keys are not that uncommon, right? And because of this, torches plummet in value. People find 13, 11 necro torches when they do Ubers, and they just chuck them on the ground, right? Because, like, who cares? They're not even worth trading for like 5 perfect gems. So online, I think it's actually good-ish that they're going to be rare, but it's going to be a pain for single player. It's quite literally impossible to balance having an item that's hard to find and keeping something valuable for a long time online and sought after for a long time online, and also having it obtainable for offline single player play to be straight up. It's like literally impossible. So I don't know. I guess for single player, we're just going to have to like struggle pretty much. Just going to be a struggle. Is that patch out now? No, it's not supposed to come out till... No, this is the Mephisto one. Dang it. I found 3 statues from Diablo. It's been one from Mephisto, one from Diablo, one from Baal. Or one Diablo... I don't remember their names. But it's the Mephisto statue, the Diablo, and the Baal one. Were the 3 statues I found today. Dang it, I don't want Mephisto ones, bro. I got enough of those. Sorta. I think I have like 60 of them. Console struggle's real, right? Does a player's count affect statue drops? It does slightly, but it's super low, kind of, sorta. So, ooh, 61. There we go. So, for example, I want to pull it up right now because I wanted to see. Let me make sure I remember because I don't have this stuff all memorized at the moment. What is going on with this? My internet browser like froze. I'll actually just why don't I just pull it up right now, huh? Drop out, go! And we're going... I never remember the name of the statues. Warisks? Wait, it's War... isn't it? So this is from... Wait, why is it not grabbing the webpage? Oh, it's grabbing Twitch chat. Thank you! Appreciate you. No, not that one. Wait, why is... Oh, here we go. Okay, sorry. Sorry. There, you got a good look at Twitch chat. So here's Hell difficulty players 1 Baal, not terrorized, 1 in 13.6. If you raise the players count up to players 3, it's 1 in 12.4 run. So we'll zoom in a little bit for you, see it better. So Baal, his drops are, it's 13.6 to 12.4. And you double all the monster's life, including Baal. So Baal will take twice as long to kill. If you go up higher, and this is single player, so it's party size 1. You're up in the party size, it's not changing anything. And you notice if you go up to players 8, nothing changes. So these statues are actually 2-2 is probably the best way to farm them, to be perfectly honest, online. If you go 3-3, nothing changes on the statue end here for Baal. If you go Diablo, which is the other statue, which is Bull Cathos, it's ready. 1 in 200. Oh, that's from Baal. Diablo. Same exact drop odds. On P1, it's 13.6. Players 3 here for single player, it's 12.4, which that 12.4 is actually at 2 and 2. And then anything higher, it doesn't change at all, see? So, just an FYI. What does change it, though, it's behind chat, but this box says terrorized. Check the terrorized box. 1 in 6.8. So it's 1 in 7 runs when terrorized. When not terrorized, they're twice as likely when they're terrorized than not. That's why there's so many Andy statues, because Andy, everybody runs it super fast. You teleport, you turn right from the waypoint, go right down there, right? So, but Andy's statue drop rates are actually higher than these ones. It's something like 1 in 4 when terrorized for Andariel, which is crazy. Cheesy bail soon? Yes, I am definitely going to do that. So this is why people will say P1. Well, I don't know if you've ever heard this, but Players 1 is probably just what you want to do for farming statues. If you're specifically trying to get the statues and you don't care about anything else, you don't care about experience, rune finds, you specifically probably want to do P1. You could argue Players 3 if you're a Giga Chad, and it doesn't affect your clear speed at all. Technically, because it is a little bit better for Diablo and Bale. Here. No, I did not say specifically. You guys are wrong. Okay. Yeah, you're most part, and that's what I'm doing right here. For the most part, you're better off just doing P1. Let me see here. Secret Cow level, and then we have Worldstone Keep and Chaos Sanctuary back to back coming up here soon. So user said you do both console and PC, so you're gonna try and get the stuff for console, the rewards. Interesting. Play through the game on PC and do everything, and then just before you get the whatever the thing is you're trying to complete, jump onto your console to get it. Yeah, it's interesting that they never made it so you could use mouse and keyboard for like the consoles. Kind of seemed like they would, doesn't it? If you get a reward online for the Chronicle, is it usable offline and vice versa? I don't believe so. I believe they are separate. I think that like isn't ladder separate from non-ladder, hardcore, and all those different things? They're all separate. Hardcore and not hardcore, and then single player is separate from everything, right? So yeah, I don't actually know, because I haven't done that stuff and I never looked into it. So if you complete the Chronicle on ladder, but then that character gets transferred to non-ladder, I actually don't know the answers to these questions, actually. I know single player has got to be different than online. It like has to be, right? Socketed diadem. Maybe I should grab that in case I need to make some kind of rune word in a helmet that you'd want to make in a diadem. Controller better now after you've been using it for a while? Hey, I've heard some people say they like controller. I couldn't imagine it, but oh, don't do it. Every time I identify an ethereal glove, I'm like, please don't roll good. Sick lore base? Are there any two-socketed rune words that you really want to make in a... I couldn't think of one. They got to be all three, right? By the time I enter the next game, make sure you put in a two-socketed rune word I want to make. If not, I'm chucking it on the ground. Because I can't think of any. Oh! Guaranteed to be a metal grid. Boom! Nope. Adjust Andy statue drop rates, even non-terrorized. Yeah. This is true. Because I've been throwing out Andy statues forever. And I have 60 Mephisto ones. And because you get so many statues off of Andy, it ends up giving me even more Duriel statues. And I actually ran Duriel and got quite a few statues. Because I got up to 24. I was like, all right, that's good. Let's go get these ones. Diablo and Bale is a struggle. That's crazy, too. I actually ran Bale yesterday, and I only got 1 essence per hour, which is crazy. I think my game's glitched. Let's see. Tim says he thinks softcore, hardcore, and online and offline. Gotcha. So if you complete the Grail, the Chronicle on ladder, it'll give you whatever the reward thing is for ladder and non-ladder softcore. Like if you complete it ladder softcore, for example. Gotcha. I never really thought about it or looked into it, so. What do statues do? So you need one of each statue, throw it together in a cube, and it's the same as like putting together keys from the Countess, Summoner, and Neolithak, for example. But instead of opening to those Ubers, there's a different Uber Ancients. And when you take out the Uber Ancients, instead of getting a torch like you do from the other Ubers, you get this new jewel that's like a facet, but like 4 times better than a facet. It's got like 30 magic find on it. It's got like I forget exactly, but like 30 to 30. It depends on the jewel, but yeah. Look up like Colossal Ancients Jewel or something, and it'll pop up, and you can take a look at one of them. They all have different stuff based upon which one you take out and which element you get or whatever, what minus res you get. Sorry, DH up a minute ago. I missed your comment. You saying, do you know why when I'm farming for keys, I mostly keys of hate? I mean, the key of hate comes from the summoner, right? So if you're always, the keys don't vary in any way. Like if you take out the Countess, you get the 1 key you get from the Countess. If you take out the summoner, you'll get the key from the summoner. If you take out Neolithak, you get the key from Neolithak. So it's not like on here, like how you can get a statue from, like the Bale statue from Diablo, you know. So if you're only farming the summoner, then you're only going to get that 1 key. Also, the drop odds are different for, like, the Neolithak one. If you farm Neolithak, they're less common to get a key from Neolithak than it is from the other ones. The odds are different from each one of them. Yeah, what user said there? Yeah, the destruction from Neolithak. I thought that's what it was, but it wasn't really necessary for me to say which one was which. So that would just give me an opportunity to accidentally be wrong. So decided not to say anything at all. Storm, my man. Oh, I need to get rid of. Come on, cleansing. You can do it. Go away. Thank you. Boo. Okay. This is going to be the run, I promise. Double statue drop. It's going to be double. It's actually going to be 2 of the statues for Bale. 2 Warisk statues. Look, I got it memorized. Warwick is Bale. Phil Cathos is Diablo. I am so smart. Do keys only drop In Terror Zones? No. I don't think... If I'm not mistaken, keys from the Countess Summoner and Neelathak, I don't think they're affected at all by the Terror Zones, but I've never looked that up before. I've never looked up the key drop odds and checked Terror Zone to see. I've never really even thought about it, to be honest. But no, you can get keys at a pretty consistent rate from the Countess anyways. Ooh. Little War Shrike. Let's go. Need that for them throw barbs. Am I right? Not too bad. You want it to be ethereal, but I forget if I found a ethereal one recently. I don't remember. I know I found a War Shrike recently. A 230, huh? 232, 230. I mean, we'll keep 2 of them, I guess, in case I want to rock double Shrikes, right? That way you can have, what, 100% chance of pierce for some reason. Why would you want to use 2 War Shrikes? I don't know, but... Oh, I know why. The, Throw-Sork. War Strike has... It's like a 20% chance of Nova on striking. So as it pierces through like cows, it's like... Boom, 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 boom. Just like flashing everywhere. Then you max out the lightning mastery and the synergy static. So you come up, static, 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 throw, and it just like novas everything. Goated build. I need to remake that video. I made that video like right after D2R came out, and yeah. See, John said he heard that TZ Arcane Sanctuary actually lowers rune drops. I have never heard that, and I can't think of a logical reason for why that would be. Trying to think. Why the number of runes dropping in the Arcane Sanctuary farming would lower when terrorized. I don't know, chat, what do you guys think about that? I've never heard that before. Nacho Ox, what is up? It doesn't sound accurate, but I have no idea. It doesn't sound accurate, but it sounds like not intuitive. Like if I feel like the rune drops in the Arcane Sanctuary, like the number of high runes wouldn't change. The only thing that the higher being a higher level TZ would change is like in areas where you can't find like up to Zod, we'll say, you could then find up to Zod. So maybe someone was arguing that like runes that you actually want to find will drop at lower rates because like you don't want to get a Cham or a Zod because they're worth less than Burr and Ja or something like that. So if the Terror Zone is too high of level, like if a Zod drops, then technically that took the place of a Burr dropping. Maybe that's what they're saying. The people were saying. Because the game decides if an item's going to drop, a potion or a key, or a piece of gear like armor or a weapon. And if it decides rune, then it rolls what rune it's going to be. So technically, if it rolls a Cham, that means it didn't roll a Burr, if that's what she actually wanted. So yeah, there you go. Marty kind of popped, was kind of, yeah, there you go. Dream Eater, what's going on? Found the channel recently. Appreciate you very much. Round of applause for the new watcher. Welcome in. Yeah, welcome back in for the return. Appreciate you. Is the Warlock patched now? So they nerfed the Warlock from the first season, and now we're going like the first season of the Warlock to the second season. It got nerfed a lot. I have no idea what it meant for PvP at all. I don't PvP literally at all. I don't like it or whatever. So yeah, sorry, I can't help you on that. What do we got here? 20 minutes, and we got back to back. I forget the order, but we got TZ Bale and TZ Chaos Sanctuary back to back coming up here. So hopefully I rip some statues there. And so I haven't gotten too many here from Diablo untZ'd. Hit that like button, YouTubers! Cyjax, appreciate you. Yeah, don't forget YouTube like button. You don't have to destroy it. I'm not going to be greedy here. Just give it a gentle depression, you know, just a gentle boop, little depressing of the button. Just click it on your, you know, with your mouse or little finger tap, whatever. You don't have to destroy it. Just, you know, just a little. All done with the throw barb, my guy. Yep. CV. Not ethereal. No more throw barb for now, yeah. Gonna play soon, need the nostalgia, says Nacho Wax. There we go. Just want to get rid of amp, whatnot. Phil Carno says, Phil, single player PvP master. This is true. This may sound unbelievable, but offline single player PvP, undefeated, never lost. Spider-Man hit the like button so hard, cracked his phone. Yeah, don't do that one. Come on. He's serious too. He really cracked his phone. True story. Don't break your phone, ladies and gents. That's why I don't tell people to destroy the like button or anything like that. One day someone's gonna get sued. He should have known better. I took my phone and I hit it with a hammer because I wanted to destroy the like button, and it broke my phone. Why would he tell people to break their phones? He owes me $1,000 for a new iPhone. I'm suing him. You know it's gonna happen, right? You just know someone's gonna do that. Eventually. Come on. Come on, cleansing. Come on. Someone probably knows this. Or I could Google it real quick. How often does cleansing like pulse or whatever? Filling out the paperwork right now. Only 1,000. What kind of cheap phone do you get? Yeah, this is true, I guess. The phone I got right here, I paid like $200 for about 6 years ago. So I bought it on eBay for like $200 6 years ago, and it's still. Yeah, it stinks though because I'm gonna have to buy a new one soon. These phones are so nasty. Like, I have no case for it. I've never had a case on this phone. You don't need it. It's made of steel. It's a Samsung. It's the version of that Samsung Galaxies make for like police officers and firefighters and stuff like that. And they're indestructible. The only bad thing that happens, this is my third version of this phone I've had. The only thing that happens is the phone eventually gets so old, they stop updating the software for it. So like the apps update, like the companies update the apps to work with the most modern operating system, but they stop updating the operating system, so the apps start not working. And on my last phone, eventually 3 of my like my banking app, one of my credit card apps, and then like another app like like Yahoo Fantasy Football or something app. The Yahoo Fantasy app stopped working. And I was like, well, I guess I can't keep the phone anymore. I guess I got to get rid of it because the software is not being updated anymore. Thanks. So I had to buy a new one. They're like literally indestructible. So the thing is, just know that when you guys drop your phones and they break, they can make them so they won't break, but they intentionally are making them to break. Just in case you were unaware of that. You probably knew it, but yeah, they're literally making phones to intentionally break. And yeah, if you go to the store, like you can't normally just buy this phone. You have to buy it on eBay that people get them from some like black market thing. S8 active. That was my old phone before this one. This one is called the X-Cover Pro. They changed the name of it. I don't remember which one it is, and it doesn't say on the phone. It just says Samsung on the back. But it's called the X-Cover Pro. Maybe it's the 10 or 11. I don't remember. I forget. Where does everybody trade nowadays? The trading is probably pretty slow right now, but everyone either pretty much use Tradery or JSP. I know some people just got triggered, but yeah, JSP is so easy and fast, it's crazy. Planned obsolescence. Yeah, it's not even just obsolescence. I mean, I guess that's with the app's not updating, but it's like planned destruction, you know? Like, you ever wonder why you buy like little appliances like a dustbuster or something, and they always break after like a year? Meanwhile, your like parents have like this old vacuum from like 1951 that they like, you know, they find some place on the internet to buy the bags that go in the back of it because like they don't actually make the bags anymore for those type of vacuums anymore. Yeah, you know what's up though. This is I'm not like breaking any news here. This is something that everybody says and knows. So. I don't know what this crimson market is. I don't know what that means. I've never heard that saying before. To be honest. Resources being used to craft new stuff just because they don't update the software anymore. A little bit, yeah. Just more trash, more garbage, yeah. Shaman, welcome in. Chris says no power or internet at home. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. Yeah, I know it's weird. Like, I don't kind of need them, but to be honest, I've been saving these essences just in case. Like, there's a place to stack them for free anyways. It doesn't take up any extra room. Just in case they add something to the game that you need these essences for later. So I've just been saving them. Some D2 guy spawn. Interesting. Yeah, I have no idea. No idea. I mean, if you're bringing up stuff that like sponsored this and that, people sponsored, I'd rather you not chat about it in my chat, to be honest. If they want to pay me money to talk about it, then maybe I will, but what do I look like, a charity? Are you a Madden fan? No, I used to play sports games when I was like a little kid, but when I started getting older, pretty much when I started playing all the competitive sports in high school and stuff, I stopped like enjoying playing sports video games. I feel like I played when I was younger because I couldn't play all the time. But then once you get in high school, that's all you do when you're playing sports is you're playing sports all of the time, you know? So I kind of grew out of them, I guess you could say. Is a 5-socketed phase blade useful? Yeah, you need that to make a grief. So if you need to make a grief or whatever, yeah. Well, what am I doing? I didn't want to do that. Got the Mephisto book. Congrats on that one. Oh! Let's go. Drum roll for Stone of Jordan. Boom! Rip. Hey, wait. Doesn't this roll slightly differently with the 15 whatever? Right? Wait a second. It's actually good. Right? Am I mistaken or am I not? Isn't it like, doesn't it roll slightly differently with the magic damage reduced and stuff or whatever? Let me know in the chat. I don't remember these things. Or am I thinking of a different one? Like a Nagel rolls 30 MF, but then it could also roll like 3-3 instead of like 2-3 or something. 12 to 15 on the magic. Nice. So it's a perfect dwarf star. Insane. Right? Just insane. A perfectly insane dwarf star roll. Perfect dwarf star. GG? GG indeed. Yeah, right? How many burr runes is it worth? Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments. Oh, man. Woo! Toasty around these joints. That's alright. I'm a paladin. No worries. Yeah, good for the build I hate the most. Gold Fine Trab Barb. Ugh. Gross. It's perfect with an insane 1 out of 3 roll. Right? Well, if you're gonna keep a dwarf star, you should probably keep the perfect one, huh? Yeah, what's everyone talking about this eclipse or whatever? Where is this happening at? Because they don't happen everywhere. Like, you got to be in the right place at the right time, right? I think the most oh, like Spain, like Europe somewhere. Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, there was one in the United States before that was, I think technically where I lived, it wasn't quite 100%. It was like 95%. Like I was right on the edge of it. A few years back, like actually probably like 7 or 8 now. But like it went over, it technically the 100% went over like Ohio. But it was, it covered it enough that you could just like it got cold outside when it eclipsed or whatever, you know. So. It's crazy, too, how bright it still is when, like, it got cold out, but it was still a little bit bright outside. You know, we took the welding masks at work and looked up at it, and you could see it was just the tiniest little sliver. And it's crazy, like, 95% of the sun's covered, and it's still this bright out. But it got so cool out, you know, so. Mad Dog said 1 in 2017. Yeah, that sounds about right. That would have been, I would have been working at the place or whatever. So yeah, that could have been the same one. That like swiped over the United States and it went like through Ohio and then went like, oh, I think it went like over Ohio, like the way the world spins and stuff, you know, based upon that. It went over Ohio and then like went up over like Toronto, I think. Like it was diagonally, like maybe like Texas, Ohio, then up through Canada or something. I don't remember exactly. I could be wrong on that exact angle, so don't roast me here, but maybe it went over Arizona and then went over Ohio and then over New York or something. I don't know, but 8 durability or 8 all res. Woo. Well, why not? Yeah, the one I'm thinking of definitely wasn't last year because I've been doing YouTube full time for like 6 years now. So it was 20, and it was before COVID, so it was at least, it was like 7 years ago, or before. So yeah, there was another one after I started doing YouTube full time too, because I remember going out in the backyard with my daughter and like looking at it or whatever. Like, you know, we had little glasses she got from school and stuff. And she was completely unimpressed by it because it wasn't 100% where we were at. It was like, you know, some high percentage. It wasn't 100% though. She was very unimpressed. What it did, it actually eclipsed enough that we have a lawn gnome that's holding like a lantern, and it's got the light sensor on the back, and it turned on. It was dark enough outside, so I mean, like 2% need, I guess. Full over Texas last year. The last year. Gotcha. Yeah. I feel like it was kind of really close to COVID when like 2021 or something, when the one I'm thinking of. Not that it matters, you know, like they happen around in different times, so. But yeah, just telling some stories. Man, these drop odds on these statues, bro. I've been doing an hour and a half of Diablo. I have gotten 3 of them. I should keep track of the seal pop run speed here, so I can calculate back out. I should have put the run counter on, but I'm too lazy, right? True story. But what are these? Probably like 3-minute runs or something? At most. I have gotten 3 statues though, so. Unfortunately, one was a Mephisto statue. Womp womp. Nope. Found no statues. Unfortunate. You do have to have the Reign of the Warlock expansion, so if you don't have that, that'd be why. What's the next Terror Zone popping up here? Because we've got Worldstone Keep right now, so we'll have to test it later. Or someone could scroll back on the stream and be like, yeah, the last run took you a minute 45, Phil. I mean, I guess I could do that too, but whoa. Did you see that dead corpse of a doll sliding across the floor? That always cracks me up. Retro said, just here trying to find Griffiths. Oh, Cows is up next? Wait a second. Did I? Oh, no. Cows just got over. Yeah. Trying to trick me? How could you? Chris, so supposedly they did not change it yet. So the thing is I've never tried to farm the statues before. I just, if I had them, I had them. Actually, I take that. There was one time I tried to farm statues, and I just needed to get one Veil statue because online I was just like, let's go do Uber Ancients, whatever. I just need to get one statue. I found the other ones on accident, so yeah. It took a little bit to get one, but are we assuming statue drop rates are going to be nerfed this next patch? So the patch notes for the next season already came out, and they said they are nerfing the statue drop rates. So I assume that means all of them. They didn't specify we're nerfing Andariel statues and Mephisto ones. They didn't specify, you know, anything like that. They just said we're nerfing statue drop rates and Worldstone shard drop rates and a bunch of things that were in the patch notes. So, but yeah. The good thing is that because this is terrorized, the statue drop rates double when terrorized. So instead of like one statue drop per 12 to 13 runs, there's another statue dropping every like 7. Yeah, Bale's pretty slow on foe here, but nerfing the shards, the one good thing they did. I think they're a bit much, the shards personally, but I do in a fantasy football league this year. I don't think I'm gonna do one, I don't know, like a fan one, but I'm playing in a few. It just ends up being too much of a hassle, to be honest, and then people are always like, I don't know. Essence, great. If I did do a league for fantasy football here, I was thinking about it. I'm undecided, I guess. I'm gonna do it to where it has to be for money, and it has to be. I'm gonna do it through one of those sites that, like, the site takes your fantasy football money and then pays it out at the end of the year. So, because I'm not doing it again where I have to deal with the stuff and then I got to try to keep. You know, I'm not dealing with that. People say they're gonna play, they're gonna send you money, then they don't send you money. Oh, I'll no, seriously, dude, I'm good for it. No, seriously, no, I'll totally get it to you like in 2 weeks or something. It's like, you know, I'm not doing that. It's gonna be, oh man. This is a disaster. New map. Because I'm foe, you know, I'd have to respec to hammers here if I wanted to for the 1/2 hour that it runs here, but no, you can't, Serene, you can't terrorize the terrorized spot. So you could use a shard, like if I wanted to, I could just terrorize the Cast Sanctuary every run, seal pop the Cast Sanctuary and get, you know, the twice as good odds for that, I suppose. Gosh, no demons or undead again. But you know, you can't doubly terrorize with a shard, no. Retro said you stink at fantasy football? Unfortunate. I don't know. Apparently I suck too, so I don't know. I used to be real good, and then lately I can't win because everybody gets hurt all the time. The people I draft just all get hurt. Just like 5 years in a row. So apparently I'm stinky too. My main league that's like expensive and a lot of money. Literally last year I had Malik Neighbors got hurt instantly, of course. Terry McLaurin was hurt 7 different times throughout the season. I had Jane McDaniels who was hurt multiple times all season. Brian Thomas Jr. hurt his wrist in training camp and then didn't tell anybody about it / lied about it. it was just insanity, just pure insanity. Like all the injuries I had. And at that point, like, okay, I lost my first, I had Bijan, but I lost like my second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth round pick to injury in the first like 3 or 4 weeks. It's like, okay, well, what do? You know? What do you do? It sounds like a few different people are. Maybe I'll have to look into. That's one of the biggest things. I have to look into the sites where they host your money for you, essentially. I'm sure they can't be too tough to operate. ESPN. ESPN, I don't think even does fantasy football anymore. I'm pretty sure ESPN rolled their fantasy football operations into like a different company because they decided it wasn't worth the doing anymore. I'm almost positive ESPN rolled their fantasy football stuff into another company, so it might still be under the ESPN label. Maybe it could still be under the ESPN label, but they don't actually do it anymore. Like they franchise it out or something. Oh, it went the other way. Forgive me. I was wrong. It went the other way. NFL Network rolled their stuff into ESPN. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe I just had that wrong. Could have been. I could have messed that up. Yeah, the league that I'm in, you say JJ and Brian Thomas back-to-back ruined yours. The league I'm in is a keeper league, so I actually kept Bijan Robinson and Malik Neighbors from the year before. And the year before, I got second to last place because of just people getting all hurt. Who else did I keep? So I kept Bijan, Malik Neighbors, Brian Thomas Jr. After Brian Thomas Jr. had that crazy, he was like wide receiver 10 overall after his rookie year. And then last year he was just terrible because he was on and off hurt all year. Just like, and he lied about it or whatever. But anyways. Yeah. It was just insanity. And then, yeah, everybody I took all got hurt. All of them. Oh, no. Coming out of the draft, like, no joke, everyone's like, oh my gosh, like, Phil, what? I don't even know how you got all these people. Like, you kept these guys, and, like, how did you get, oh my gosh. Like, your team's insane, man. You're, like, the team to beat this year. And then after, like, week 3, they're like, your team sucks, dude. Yeah. League Safe, yeah, I've heard of League Safe. That was one of them I looked at. I looked at like 3 different ones. I don't remember the names now, but there's 3 that are like the most commonly used or whatever. So glad to see I'm still out here slaying. Savant, welcome in. Yeah, definitely doing that. We ain't never stopping. We ain't going nowhere. Creatine's low rune. What I haven't. What's the best place to find that rune? Best place to find a low rune. Wait, so it's. I mean, with that kind of statement, it's either like you either have to trade for it online. Is it going to be the fastest way, or it's going to be probably lower Kuros, to be honest. So lower Kuros on single player would be the, you know. Beyond that, you just slay demons in the places you like as good as possible, and Bijan best running back, but the Falcons pass 90% of the time. Well, yeah, he did have a lot of receiving, right? So that's not necessarily a terrible thing for a running back, kind of, sort of, but yeah. So this team going into the year, my starting lineup was literally Jaden Daniels. I had Bijan Robinson, and then my RB2 was slightly lacking. I'm not going to lie, but you can't have everything perfect. Was Tony Pollard. But then I had a couple other young guys I was hoping would break out. But of course, this was the year that not one single player got injured last year. Not a single running back, that is, I should say. A lot of players got hurt last year, just only my receivers. Then it was Malik Neighbors, Brian Thomas Jr., Terry McLaurin, Trey McBride at tight end. Like, it was insane. Even with Trey McBride having a literally historic season. Last year I got second to last place again, which is insane. Just from everyone getting dead. Adams, you're taking on my luck, bro. Why do I feel like Smite isn't landing every time? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Why can't I switch? Okay, there we go. It like wouldn't let me switch weapons. Bijan and McBride, and you sucked. That is epic, honestly. Yes, yep. I had Bijan. They're the two that stayed healthy all year. But when every week, like every single week, I would start like Jaden McDaniels. He'd get hurt in the first quarter, and then Bijan Robinson would go out and get like 3 points, and then also Terry McLaurin got hurt. So I'm taking 2 zeros, and then, you know, so I got 70 points between Trey McBride and Bijan, and everyone else got zeros because they all got hurt mid-game. And then I would pick guys up off the waiver wire. Even they would all get hurt mid-game. It was insanity. Oh man, you know, like, I guess I'll have to start Aaron Jones at the flex. Second quarter, Aaron Jones hurt. You're like, gosh, dang it. Which, like, he's older. I didn't want to start him all the time, but does he have to get hurt every game? And that's the thing with Aaron Jones. He'll get hurt in the first quarter, sit out the whole game, come back the next game, start, get hurt in the first quarter again. Then come back the next game again. And then you don't have anyone else to play, so you got to start him. Man. McLaurin did the same crap. McLaurin got hurt and then came back, and he was supposed to play 100% and only played like a third of the snaps he normally would. So then you end up taking a lower, like, then you end up having to bench him, and then you don't start him and he gets 25 points. Okay, fine, I'll start him next game. You start McLaurin, he plays the next game, instantly hurt. Take a 0 again. Thank you. Good old spell steal. But yeah, enough complaining about fantasy football, right? Never enough complaining about fantasy football. Yeah, the amount of luck fantasy football is, I used to think it was a lot more skill, and I honestly think it used to be. But now that everybody's, like, their apps update instantly, and you don't have to, like, do your own, like, you don't have to spend time and put in effort to do your own research and stuff, I think it's removed almost all of the skill from fantasy football, like, over the last decade. Like, it takes no effort, no ability, you know, no commitment, no skill of any kind, I don't think, anymore. Are statues online ladder only? I don't think so. Why would that be? I'm on single player right now, so like farming up statues and getting a few here and there, but not many. Part of the reason you don't play fantasy football no mo? I mean, it's still kind of fun. I mean, I don't know. It's almost to a point where it's like, you know, part of my identity. You know what I mean? You can't quit on something part of your identity, right? the year that, and I've told this story on stream before too. Me and like my buddies from high school, we had this league running for years and years and years. One year, one of the dudes completely forgot about the draft. He volunteered to work overtime and completely missed the draft. Didn't even pull it up on his phone or anything. We were messaging him, and he's like a truck driver, and he didn't look at his phone at all the whole time because he's driving and stuff. And his team got 100% auto drafted that season. He's like, my team got auto drafted. I don't care. I'm not even paying attention to this team. It got auto drafted. I didn't even pick my players. It sucks. Whatever. I'm not going to even look at my team. He didn't add a single guy all year. All he did was put in the people who were playing that week and pull out the people who were on buys. He won the league. He got first place in the league by adding. He didn't add, drop, or trade anybody. Of course, I'm looking for one thing, and what do I find? Tal Rash's armor. I'll find these things everywhere. I don't get it. Don't get it. So many Tal's armors, I just chuck them on the ground all the time. There was an Ogre there I should have identified. Yeah, Westerberg says, yeah, 100% of the information is presented directly to you. Yeah. Yeah, I used to win the leagues all the time back in the day because I was one of the first people to discover what social media aggregators were. And they used to be free. They were trying to get people to use them. So I found a free, like, it was like a social media news report aggregator. So I would find out when people got hurt before anybody else. So like people would blow their ACLs out in practice and I'd be adding guys and they're like, Phil, you idiot, why are you adding like the handcuff for this guy? Like this guy's never going to get hurt. He's a stud. And I'm like, dude, he just tore his ACL like 38 seconds ago. And they're like, you're an idiot. No, he didn't. And then like a minute and a half later, they'd be like, what the heck, dude? How did you know that? Like I just got the notification on Twitter. And I'd be like, I heard about it 2 minutes ago, bro. I don't know what to tell you. Sorry. But yeah. Back in my day, we had to do fantasy football on pen and paper. We had to call in trades to the commissioner on a landline. That's joking. From your sources. Yeah, you gotta have sources, yeah. Call down to Allen Park and see what Marty Morningwig says about the team. What's going on with Scott Mitchell right now? Let me know. Yeah, we'd have to pull up the box scores for NFL games in the newspaper to do fantasy football. That's how long I've been playing. No, I'm just kidding. No, I didn't start playing fantasy football till the internet existed, so there was definitely internet, but there was no cell phone apps. You had to do it on your computer, that's for sure. I remember the first year I played fantasy football, I joined a bunch of free leagues on Yahoo, and it was the year that Larry Fitzgerald blew out his ACL, like in practice or something. And I didn't know about it, and I'm like, dude, like, how'd this guy slip? Like, Larry Fitzgerald's awesome. Like, what are they doing? And then I drafted him, and everyone in the chat's like, what an idiot. Ah, ha, ha, ha. He just blew out his ACL today in practice. What a moron. But because we didn't have cell phones and stuff, like you can't look everything up, right? It's like, what do you... Oopsie. I was like 13, 14 or something like that. Are you scared of Jackson Dart? I'm scared of Jackson Dart being hurt all season, if that's what you're asking. For drafting him for fantasy football, I'm scared because he gets pulled out of every single game for concussion. So that's what I'm afraid of. Big John's. Yeah, I've been full-time YouTube and doing YouTube videos and streaming for like 6 years, maybe 6.5, something like that. Never got an answer. I definitely answered. We've been talking about fantasy football for like 45 minutes now. Not sure on the fantasy league. Not sure if I'm doing that or not. I need to get some goblin toes, throw them on here for doing this. The gore riders don't proc enough. I need like 200% crushing blow here. Oh my gosh, can you stop teleporting, bro? Okay. Just only teleport all the time. I got you. I see how it is. What? Westerberg said his dad's been running a fantasy league since 1972? What? Get out of here. That's crazy. That is crazy. Poor boys, no, you're not we ain't doing PvP for nothing. Say that much. No. Time we got. Oh, it's only one. Oh yeah, I forgot how early. I forgot I started streaming early today because the Terror Zone lineup. Been on for 2.5 hours, and it's yeah. Get rid of these bums first. Go like this. Huh. Little Steve, welcome in. Hello, Stever is. Couple Steves hop in at the same time. Legendary. I don't know why it's legendary, but it is. Trust me. I just have a feeling for these things, a knack for knowing when something's legendary. Herbert, was he the Chargers guy that made the Super Bowl years ago? I don't remember. Did Herbert make a Super Bowl? He had a really, I don't know that he made a Super Bowl. I can't remember. He had a really good rookie year, and then it's been so-so since then. But as for making a Super Bowl, I don't know about that. Hitting the treadmill today. Well, I went to the gym today. I usually don't go on the treadmill when I go to the gym. Not to mention I have bowling later, so like gym. I went to the gym and did the Stairmaster for, you know, half hour, and then did incline treadmill, just walk in there for another like 15 minutes. And then if I was going to do another like hour on the treadmill at home and then go to bowling, I feel like it's a bit much for an old man like myself, you know? Wear out these old joints. Any loot today? Magena. Not sure if I pronounced that right. Do forgive me, but some stuff, yeah. Just got a Tal's armor a minute ago. Got some other things. Really, I'm hoping for statues, though. The old Medic Fine said, got the wrong guy. It's all good. I'll forgive you this one time. Just once, though. Never again. Little Steve, yeah, actually, I'm pretty hyped about that too. It's gonna be so nice to be able to pick up items and then be like, oh, it's not in the Chronicle. I don't need to worry about it. Oh man, come on, bro. You really gonna do this to me? Good. Boy, it depends on how the smite goes, but whether the crushing blows are going to be faster than the holy bolts or not. Damage on the build, this much. Let's go! That's the first statue I got from Bale that wasn't oh no, Bale, he is terrorized. Never mind. I forgot that he was terrorized. So even though, let's see, how many Bale runs did I do so far? I don't know. So far I've gotten 2 statues, 2 Bale statues, Warusks, off of Bale. They were both when terrorized. I did 3 hours of non-terrorized Bale the other day and didn't get a single statue. I forgot about that. Well, at least I got one though. At least I got it. I think I need to get at least like 10 statues of each one. Like, I think if I have 10, I can manage to get one of each. Stone skin too. Oh my gosh. He makes it even worse when they're stinky bros that I can't fully bolt away. Immune to physical stone skin. Rough. Immune to fire, immune to physical stone skin. Oh my gosh. Save and exit? He's halfway down though. Actually, I should do this for him. This will be faster for him. What a dumb monster that is. Anti-fire druid monster right there. Yeah, this is true. Third lightning latent charm with your mosaics in. Nice. Come on. No? Okay. Yeah, Chubaloo. Incline walking, definitely solid. Everyone's got their own, whatever that will work best for them or what. My biggest problem is I need to eat less and I need to drink less. That's the 2 things. And by drink, I mean booze. I don't mean water. That's my 2 problems. But yeah, I do Stairmaster for, like I said, a half hour there. Sometimes 40 minutes. Depends on what I'm feeling. But, and then I might, usually I'll incline walk until, my wife does classes that are an hour. So I'll just do like an incline walk. Not 15 degree though. Usually I do like 7 or 8. Sometimes 9 or 10, but I never do 15. Might as well do the Stairmaster at that point. But yeah, booze is the one that'll get you the most. Art, thank you for a fake birthday wish. Not my birthday. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I got Big John. I got fiber. I got fiber from one of the big disgusting companies. Yeah. Not really my birthday though. By the way, everybody, that's just, it's a channel joke where they keep constantly wishing me happy birthday when it's not my birthday. I don't get it. They won't stop though. So don't super chat saying happy birthday unless you want to give me money when it's not my birthday. Unless you want to support the channel when it's not my birthday. Am I 100% Chronicle on single player? No. No, it'll be years probably before I finish the Chronicle on single player. Man, this is slow as bleep. Guess I should have been smiting there for a second. Oh, that's why. I didn't have my fanaticism up. And plus, he's attacking the stupid clone. Fanaticism will have him attack faster, which means he'll cast his static and his crushing blow more often. What percentage? I'm like 85 maybe. So Anton, right now the heralds are like not proper. There's like a bug or they set the numbers wrong or something to where they drop almost nothing. They do they're reasonably okay at dropping Sunder Chimes, but as for other items, it's like nothing. They are supposed to be changing that for the next season. So they're upping the whatever number it is in the calculation, the coefficient, blah, 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 something, something, to make them at dropping better items. So oh, oops, I forgot to. Oh, you're telling me I have to take out this guy? Congrats on the another statue there. I mean, I only got one statue for the TZ, so yeah. Not even death can save me. Uh-oh. Oh. I messed that up. I forgot I was supposed to just shoot at his back like this. Undead Rice, yo!
Undead Rice C donated 10 Polish zloty through Super Chat. Didn't know it's her birthday. Looking good for 50.
Got it out. Thank you for the fake, not really my birthday wish. It is not my birthday, and I'm not 50. I'm 54. Is spamming Arcane Sanctuary really good to do for the whole ladder? It's not a terrible idea. I wouldn't do just only that the whole ladder. Sounds kind of boring, but that's going to be up to whether somebody else thinks it's boring or not. Whoa! Go back here. Real quick. Ooh, Tal's amulets. Next time. Build for the new season. I'm just gonna go with a Novasorc. I really like starting ladder with the Novasorc. I haven't done it in several seasons. I've done it several times before, but I just like it, so I decided I'm just gonna go with that this season, I think.
Phil is finally 50. I remember turning 50 back in the late 1960s.
Ah. This guy. Thank you for the 100 bits. Raced. The legend. Yeah, unfortunate Catherine. Yeah, Anton, it'll definitely be better this upcoming season. How much better? We'll find out. The thing is, too, there's another thing in the patch notes that I'm unaware if they labeled it wrong or they just like they were talking about a different part and the way they worded it didn't seem quite right. They said the drop rates from Magic Find, or no. So they said that the wait, what did they say? Oh yeah, so they're upping the coefficient or whatever the number would be called, I guess, for the heralds to drop more like of the rarer uniques and set items and stuff like that. But then they also said that the Sunder drop rates from heralds didn't change. But theoretically, if the drop rate of Sunder Charms from the special Sunder Charm drop table that comes from heralds stays the same, but they up the number of unique items that drop from the heralds, wouldn't that in turn cause like the Magic Find percentage chance of a Sunder Charmer drop to come up? So that would actually make the drop rates for Sunder Charms increase overall? I feel like it would, from heralds specifically. I never heard a clarification on that. If they meant the drop rates from the special Sunder Charm drop table didn't change. Or if they literally mean the herald drop rates for Sunders will remain identical somehow. Not really sure. Ooh. Aren't they up in the drop rates of the tier of the Heralds, though? So they're upping the drop rates for the tier 3 and above. So yeah. That is true. That is a good point. They said they were dropping the unique coefficient number or whatever for the tier 3 and above Heralds. So yeah. So that would mean that the drop rates for the Sunder Charms from the higher level Heralds would be higher than they are now, right? So yeah, I guess I didn't fully say that properly either. Me trying to explain how they didn't fully properly explain, I didn't fully properly explain. It shows how hard it is to talk about Diablo 2 stuff sometimes. But yeah. Yeah, it's tier 3 and above that are getting the increase. But either way, that means that the tier 3 and above Heralds are going to have increased Sunder Charm drop rates, I believe, unless I'm misunderstanding, right? This all sounds like accurate information? Or unless, did I... Feel free to... Is there something else I'm not thinking about or missing here? Build Demon Head. Eh, why not? Why shouldn't I? Here. "20 Heralds, no dropped yesterday." Yeah, it is. It's Sunder Charm or bust pretty much from a Herald for sure. So, pretty much. You can technically get stuff, and I've heard people get stuff, but I got it. One time I got a Messerschmitt's Reaver off of a Herald. True story. It sounds made up, but it's truthful. It's truthful. Everyone's like, "No, Phil, that actually doesn't sound made up at all. Sounds like nothing." Until they buff Messerschmitt's Reaver in the future here. About to be the goatedest item ever. Oh, there they are. About to get a level here in a second. Man, there's so much density, it pains me sometimes to seal pop. We can hit some monsters sometimes, right? It's allowed. What about the Paragon Terrorized Zone Heralds? I don't know what that means. Is that a joke about D4 or something? I'm not sure what that means, Serene. Oh my word. 14-3 with 12. LLD Jewel? I think, let's see, under 9, it can roll up to 20, right? I don't know the max damage, though. It definitely can be higher than 3. For some reason, I have a feeling that level 9 and under, or 20 enhanced damage and under can be up to level 9. I don't know for sure. That's not my speciality by any means. What is, am I right? Would be nice if they increased drop rates on Heralds and Andy. I don't think Andariel drop rates for anything should be bumped up. Not in my opinion at all. They just lowered Andariel drop rates for stuff because Andy is so like much better than everything else. So the reason that I would assume anyways, this isn't like official Blizzard talking point or something, but I would assume the reason that they buffed the tier 3 heralds and above is because what ends up happening is if you have the tier 1 heralds buffed up to where it's no difference or not a lot of a difference between farming the tier 4 and 5s and the tier 1s, the tier 1s are way easier than the tier 5s. So what people end up doing is they find, instead of clearing the whole game, they just spam farm their favorite area and they never go anywhere else, you know. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to get people to jump into a game and stay in that same game for a very long time. That's what they're kind of like trying to do. Instead of just spam farming TZ Andy over and over, or oh, here's terrorized, terrorized Tarash's tombs, and then you just only do the tombs and leave. Well, you could still do that actually, but they want people to stay in the game, taking out the harder and harder heralds. Like one thing I used to do because it was so easy to farm heralds early on, is when you get the terrorized Bloodmoor, I would just spam, because the Bloodmoor was its own herald spawning zone, and the Den of Evil was its own herald spawning zone. So this might not surprise people, but the Den of Evil is not a difficult area. So I would just spam the Den of Evil over and over again, and you didn't get a herald every run, but you get a herald like 75% of the runs. So I just spam that, spam that, spam that. But so yeah. And they don't want people to spam farm the Den of Evil to get Thunder Chimes. But they also didn't really want people to spam farm Andy, but that the MF drop rates from Andariel ended up too high or whatever, so. Would shard drop rates incentivize people to run more heralds? No, because I mean the shards already drop absolutely crazily, so the idea, I mean, you're going to use shards, but the idea is like, hey, I have an Act 1 shard. Who has an Act 2 one? Oh, you have an Act 2 shard? Okay, let's go ahead and do, I'll pop my Act 1 and then you pop your Act 2. They don't want one person to have like, I have 47 Act 1 shards and you have, I have 97 of all the shards. Like, let's go. Like, I'm going to go do this all solo by myself, They want it to be more like a community activity, I believe, instead of like, hey, I'm taking my hammer in and wrecking all the heralds myself. Even though people are never going to play together, because people don't want to play together. They're all going to be like, hey, you pop your Act 1 shard and you can farm Act 1, and I'll pop Act 2 shard and I'll farm all of Act 2. Yeah, and nobody's going to play together, actually, so. But yeah. First Thunder on a Meth front, says Bilbo. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah, you can definitely get them from those guys for sure. I think I've only ever got one Thunder charm that I can remember from a non-act boss / non-terror zone. They've all either been like Andy Meth or heralds, but I did get one, I believe, from a non-act boss one time. Maybe twice. I don't remember exactly. Yeah, Moldy Grain saying, yeah, if they actually get this right, he will gladly farm the full game if they actually drop good stuff. Yeah. And the thing is, too, is you have to have really good gear to be taken out. Ooh, Godly Dusk Shroud. Let's go! To be taken out tier 5 heralds of, like, you're getting, like, tier 5, Moon Lords and stuff like that, and Act 5 and stuff like that. You have to be like the best character in the game to do that stuff. So for 95% of people, full game clears is just out of the question. It's not even worth pondering to do, because they can't, like, no, they can't do it. 95 to 98% of people probably. Because the thing is, too, like, so you're farming heralds to get... Wait, why did this switch? Ah, great. I messed that up big time. So if you want people to farm heralds to get Thunder Charms, but you can't do the full game clears unless you have a Sunder Charm to break the immunity in order, you know what I'm saying? So the whole idea of Sunder Charms from Terror Zones is a bad idea in my opinion, you know? But yeah, Grand Charm on the ground. No! You know that was a 45 life pally combat skiller, right? I didn't see it somehow. Whoopsie. Hurt Locker said he'll stick with sharding Act 1 and call it good. Yeah, Act 1's pretty easy. You get like Carver. The only one that stinks if you're like a lower level character or you're like, I'll just do Act 1 because, you know, then I don't have to worry about it, is when you get archers or sometimes, what do you call them? The Yetis or whatever. They're not called Yetis, but like, you know, Treehead Woodfest type guys. I think in Act 5 they're called Yetis, but I don't remember what they're called in Act 1. Bigfoots? I don't know. Don't know. Gargantuan beasts, maybe. Very well might possibly could be. Dolls? Yeah, dolls are a rough one too. Those extra fast, the one that's the hardest for me is when you get the extra fast, like Doom Lords or Moon Beasts. They're like called different in different places, but you know, they're like the cows with the 2 axes, but not the cows in the cow level, but you know what I'm saying. And when they're extra fast, they can you cannot freeze them. They're like immune to cold inherently, so you can't chill them or freeze them or anything. So they're always extra fast, and they're mighted cursed, and you're just like, oh my god, like what is going on here? Wish they'd make Holy Bolt do magic damage every time. I don't know. I think it's kind of interesting that it is the way that it is, and you have to choose where you go and stuff, you know? I think it's interesting. I like it. One second. The boss texts me. You always answer when the boss messages, right? I see Bilbo up a minute ago saying the only time it seemed viable, I believe, like the full game clears he's talking about, is when people were rocking Echoing Strike when it was broken when it first came out. Yeah, wasn't that something that they made the Warlock on launch come out, being able to break all immunities, including physical, all immunities in the game easily? Oh boy. Unfortunate. YouTube as a boss, you know who I'm talking about. Galback, of course. How does the difference in revenue between streaming and making videos? So when you stream, I do get a tiny bit of revenue from ad stuff. You know how I got one ad before the stream starts? You get a tiny bit of money, but mostly it's essentially like crowdfunding. I do make a little bit like after the stream is no longer live. People will watch it later. And I do have it set to like YouTube automatically puts ads in it. And it's not a lot though, you know. I might make like $2 an hour or something while I'm streaming without channel memberships and stuff like that and super chats and whatnot. Is that the cheesy poofs or whatever I talked about? Sure. You want them? You want them? Go ahead, eat. Gobble them up. Cheese curls. Off-brand cheesy poofs. Oh boy, both? Whatever, fine, go ahead. Mom's coming home early from work today. Just FYI. Maybe.
At JRags.
JRags, yo!
$5 through Super Chat. Have a beer on me Friday.
Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Appreciate you. Which subs is side checks? Oh yeah. Gotcha. Oh yeah, Twitch Prime subs. That's another way. Yeah. Oh yeah, because you were asking on YouTube, so I was specifically talking about YouTube. On Twitch, they have a lot more ads, and they probably pay less too, actually. But Twitch is kind of sketch when it comes to monetization, to be honest. On Twitch, you can lower the number of ads your channel plays, but you essentially if you lower it to lower than what I have it, you essentially demonetize your channel, which is crazy. There's a lot of crazy stuff. They're actually they're changing the monetization on YouTube as well, coming the beginning of next year. So the crazy thing is these people that make a lot of YouTube shorts, you better make a lot of YouTube shorts if that's the main thing you do nowadays. They're changing it from, so in order to keep your channel monetized on YouTube shorts, I believe it was you have to have, I'm trying to think what the number was. I don't remember what the number was now. I'm ruining it. But starting on February 1st, in a 90-day period, you have to have 2 million shorts views within a 90-day period. And if you don't, you will lose monetization on your YouTube shorts completely. Something like that. I gotta have to Google it again. So, personally, I'm either going to stop making shorts, or I'm going to have to make way more shorts, because I don't get that many on mine, so. So for me personally, and I make some shorts, but it's not something I really focus on. I'm not really good at it, because I don't like shorts, and I don't watch them usually, and I don't know why people would watch them personally, but I make them sometimes because some people like them, you know. I want to make people happy, of course. But I get, for example, this last YouTube actually goes by 28-day cycles. I don't know why they have it listed as 90 days when their analytics go by 28 days. But anyways, in the last 28 days, I got about 550,000 views on my YouTube shorts. So with the size of my channel and the amount of shorts I make, I do not make enough shorts right now and get enough views to be able to monetize my YouTube shorts coming next year, so, which is bananas to me. But not to mention, it doesn't matter much anyways, because if you get 100,000 views on a YouTube short, which sounds like a kind of a lot, that's like $10. So probably a little less than $10 actually. It's probably like $8.50. It's crazy. How important is editing? I mean, for videos, yeah, I mean, you got to be editing. There are people that just like hit record and just upload stuff without editing it, but I don't go ham bone on editing, because I found that the more I edited, the less views I got on videos, the more I edited. Like I want to edit it somewhat to look good and stuff, but if I went above like what I do now, pretty much, I actually got less views on my videos than I did if I did less editing. I guess maybe I'm just not good at it. I don't have good artistic skills with editing. I'm not sure. So, how many statues you got? Not enough. I can tell you that much. Not many. Just a few. Stream's really laid back and relaxing. Appreciate you, TRC. Glad you. I'm assuming by laid back you think that's a good thing. Your streams are really chill and laid back. That makes them real boring. I'm just kidding. I know you're not saying that. Appreciate you. Thank you. Instead of banning AI slop, they punish creators. Well, that's the thing, yeah. That's part of it, is because these AI slop channels can pump out 37 videos a day, no problem. Probably more than that. And that's the type of channels that are getting monetized, and they're the ones making all the ad revenue for shorts now. Yeah, they're actually promoting AI slop channels. Yep. Pretty much. That's the thing. Like, YouTube loves AI slop because everybody watches it and nobody cares. Like, seriously, tons and tons and tons of people watch all the AI slop and nobody cares. So it's kind of like I don't really watch shorts almost at all, so. YouTube hit me for trying to use AI a bit to make an intro and an outro for my stream. Nice. Yeah, they'll hit you for some AI hit or something, but then full-blown AI channels, perfectly fine. A lot of ads AI these days. You'll see them from time to time. It's weird though, because when it's AI, it's so obvious. Like, I use them. I honestly use it from time to time on my thumbnails, so I'm not going to say I never touch this stuff, but like, I don't know. I don't know. The amount of time it saves for like doing things that I can do myself, but takes me like 40 minutes to do, and it can do in like 30 seconds for like adding a certain type of like aesthetic accented drop shadow or something, you know? Just like, I don't know. Bulba! Thank you so much for the Slayer ship. You got the Sork icon, like a legend. That axe was almost good. Yeah, I mean, it had the increased attack speed and the enhanced damage was raised slightly. Not quite, though. Wasn't quite there for sure. We got like 1 more minute here. He's back. You're back. Appreciate you, Boxcar. Appreciate the content. Very kind of you. Thank you much. Very kind words. Sick. Even though I need more like Bale statues, but little pus spitter or whatever that is. Appreciate you, gracious Chai Guy. Appreciate you. Hurt Locker says that YouTube will always punish creators one way and then 6 months later change it to some other obscure way to punish. Yeah. I don't even know. I think they changed it now, but remember when they used to have it to where, like, if you said a swear word in the first 30 seconds, it would deprioritize your video in the YouTube algorithm? Those were the days. I don't know if I don't think it's still like that anymore, but... Come on. Get him. No! I was trying to get Diablo up before. Delirium Iron Golem? I have not. No, no, no. I don't know what would happen with that. Does your Iron Golem turn into a little bro? Battle boots of 48's not bad, but Shiko, double durability again. It sounds like, so the Iron Golem actually turns into the little delirium, bro. That's interesting. All right, well. Wish I had one more Veil statue. I think I'm gonna call her a day on the stream here. Got some stuff going on to do today or whatever, so gonna go ahead and hop out. Don't forget, make sure you check out the Sweetville merch store. You can get the Well Done Steak shirt. Gotta hit the movie. Gotta hit the video. Got the Well Done Steak shirt. Well done. Well said. Channel joke. Look at this cool stuff. Look at it. Still got the stickers on it. This is my favorite, actually. This is my favorite. This hat is sick. I actually got a new hat for myself because the other one I wore it so much. You can only wear a hat so often. You get the salt rings on it. It just wears out. It gets dirty. You can wash it and stuff. But yeah. But yeah, check that stuff out at the merch store. You like the steak like that, don't worry about it. But yeah, peace out, and don't forget to keep slaying. Ooh yeah.